Mr. Yedidia, you are still under oath.
What did Mr. Bankman-Fried do at FTX? Was he involved in the business?
Yes. Even of the dev team, I wrote code.
Who is the man in the gray hoodie?
Derry Wong.
And what does this screenshot show?
A customer's balance in his FTX account.
Mr. Yedidia, what is a stablecoin?
A crypto pegged to a fiat currency, like one United States dollar.
Did depositors move crypto they already owned over to FTX?
Yes.
What type of products were traded on FTX?
Cryptocurrencies and derivatives based on cryptocurrencies.
What was FTX's model to make money?
Taking fees off customers' trades.
Where'd you first work at FTX?
In Hong Kong, in early 2021, large open office.
Exhibit 1536. What is this?
The common room in the apartment I lived in New Albany, the Bahamas.
What was this messaging group?
People of the house, those of us who lived there.
What did the defendant say about the cost?
I assume Alameda pays for it in the end.
Did he still sleep on a beanbag?
Not as much as in Hong Kong, not with so much frequency in the Bahamas.
Did you socialize?
Yes.
Who is this?
Caroline Ellison.
What did the defendant tell you about his relationship with Caroline Ellison?
He said they had had sex and asked me if I thought they should date.
What did you say?
I said no.
Did the defendant describe risk-taking to you?
Yes, he said risk-taking was reasonable in pursuit of other goals.
Where did you think the fiat was being received?
I thought in FTX, but I learned they were in the North Dimension account.
Who controlled the North Dimension account?
Alameda.
It says Silvergate Bank. Did FTX disclose that it was controlled by Alameda Research?
Objection.
Personal knowledge.
Overruled.
Who was Ryan Salami?
The head of settlements.
Who was his boss?
Sam.
What did the customers know?
Objection. Overruled.
They didn't know, but later we opened an account for FTX Digital, but some FTX deposits still went to Alameda. I figured Alameda was just holding the money.
If you found Alameda was spending it, would it have raised concerns for you?
Objection. Speculation. I'll allow it.
Yes, concerning.
What was the fiat at FTX database?
It tracked the net volume of fiat deposits.
Can you put that in simpler terms?
Money still owned back to customers.
Who was responsible?
Alameda.
Let me try to clarify for myself. The amount in the Alameda and North Dimension would increase. Yes.
Do you mind if I clarify?
No. That's why I asked.
The amounts were supposed to match. The number when added is 0. Or it should be 0.
Did you automate the process in FTX code?
Yes.
What did you learn about the code?
That it had a bug, an error.
What effect did it have?
Alameda's liabilities did not decrease.
How did you find out about the bug?
Gary or Nishad. I think Gary found it. It was for $500 million. It was only fixed 6 months later.
Who fixed it?
I did.
Who told you to do it?
Sam. I saw him go to a meeting.
Meeting with who?
Sam, Gary, Nishad, and Caroline. Nishad later told me.
Objection. I'll allow it.
Nishad told me the error was about $8 billion.
Did you tell the defendant?
Objection. Basis. Leading. Sustained.
Did you share this document with the defendant?
Yes, by Signal, end-to-end encrypted. He told me to use Signal. He told the entire company. It also had auto-delete.
Who implemented auto-delete?
Could you clarify what you mean by implement?
Who said to do it?
Sam. He said it was all downside to keep messages around. If regulators found things they didn't like, it could be bad for the company.
Was that exactly what he said?
It was the substance.
What was your reaction to $8 billion debt?
It seems large to me. I went to speak to Sam. I asked, "Are things okay?" He said, "Yeah." Yeah, something meant to reassure.
Where did this take place?
In a paddle tennis court.
Is this the photo?
Yes.
And where were you?
In that little hut between the two courts. I asked, "How long until we're bulletproof again?"
What did he say?
6 months to 3 years. He looked nervous.
After this conversation, did you feel Alameda could pay the money back?
Objection.
I was not an accountant. I was a developer. I hoped that Sam and Caroline would handle the situation.
Did you speak with Sam again?
Let's break here for 15 minutes. Let's continue.
When you spoke with Sam again, what was it about?
That he was going to speak with Saudi Arabia and the UAE. It was 3 months later that bankruptcy was declared. to many withdrawal at once. I told Sam, I'm not going anywhere. Then I resigned.
What changed?
I learned that Alameda had used customer deposits to pay its loans. It seemed like a flagrantly wrong thing.
No further questions.
Cross-examination.
You went to MIT for electrical engineering?
Math as well.
Sam offered you an intern position?
Yes.
Alameda was a profitable firm?
I don't know if that's true.
In Hong Kong, it was an international exchange, correct?
Yes. Then we moved to the Bahamas.
It was not a U.S. company, correct?
No.
Mr. Yedidia, you've previously testified that companies based in the U.S. but with subsidiaries in foreign countries, the subsidiaries could trade on FTX.
Yes.
A company called Tower, they did business on the exchange, right?
I've heard of Tower.
You spoke with their coders in Singapore, correct?
I spoke to coders in Singapore, but not in connection with Tower.
FTX had geofencing, right?
Yes.
You are aware that Sam spoke to lawmakers?
Yes.
It wasn't typical for crypto executives to engage with lawmakers, was it?
Objection.
Sustained.
If I had $100 of Bitcoin in my FTX account, I could borrow $500 of Ethereum, right?
I'm not sure.
Objection as to form.
I would just have to post security.
I'm unfamiliar with the fund.
FTX could take it. There were millions of trades a day by now, right?
I don't know the numbers.
Do you know more or less the quantity?
Yes.
Then we all know what quants are. Let's move on.
You were concerned about Gary Wang, that he wasn't sleeping enough?
Objection.
You tried not to wake him up about code because he hadn't slept.
You've made your point. Move on. We've been up and down this mountain.
You thought FTX could overtake Binance and Coinbase, right?
Yes.
You made between $175,000 and $250,000 a year.
That was base salary.
You got a bonus of $600,000 and stock options of $1.2 million. Then you got $6 million in cash in mid-2022, right?
Yes.
Sam was making a lot of money too, right?
Yes.
But he didn't buy a yacht, did he?
Objection.
Do you know what kind of car he drove?
No.
He bought a Toyota Corolla, correct?
Objection. He just said he doesn't know.
And no one here has ever seen a Toyota Corolla. Let's move on.
You live in the apartment with Nishad Singh, right?
Yes.
And Caroline Ellison, right?
Yes.
Like a dorm room, correct?
Similar in some ways. There were 10 of us there.
It was never Sam's personal apartment, right?
Objection as to form.
There were always other people living there too.
Yes.
You have immunity?
Yes.
You also got immunity for the grand jury in December 2022, right?
Yes.
Did you get a subpoena?
Yes. I want to be clear on that. Yes.
You met with them repeatedly, and this week, right?
Yes.
And you have an immunity agreement for your trial testimony today, right?
Objection. It's not an agreement.
Okay, it's an order, but you can't be prosecuted.
Objection.
Let's move forward to Fiat. It was the settlements group that dealt with the North Dimension account, right?
Objection.
The deposits were not fully automated, then you worked to automate them, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm about to turn to a new topic. Might be a good time to break.
Okay, jurors, you may go to lunch until 2.
So you didn't fix the bug until June, several months.
June is several months later. Yes.
You saw the 4 enter the room, but you were not inside, right?
Yes. But I heard about it later.
Sam wasn't ignoring the bug, right? He told you to fix it?
He did.
Sam told you FTX was bulletproof, had been bulletproof?
He said 6 months to 3 years.
You didn't know what he might write?
I had some idea.
This was during the crypto winter, right? 3 Arrows Capital collapsed?
Yes.
So no crypto company looked bulletproof, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
Redirect.
Did you know at that point that Alameda was sending $8 billion out of its bank account?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence and misleading.
What you heard in November 2022. Why did you resign?
If Alameda took the money, it meant it did not have money of its own. It meant the money was simply gone.
Objection.
Overruled.
What was the FTX arena?
Objection. Beyond the scope.
They brought up spending.
It cost $100 million to put the FTX name on the arena.
GX1 for 5-9. Defendant with Bill Clinton and Tony Blair. Did he tell you how much he spent to introduce them?
No.
The $35 million apartment. I believe Mr. Everdell called it a housing development. What do you call it?
It was luxury housing.
You were asked about living in a dorm. Was it?
Yes. Living with other people. But no, It was far too luxurious.
Why did your view of FTX change?
FTX defrauded its customers.
Objection.
I didn't know how he'd answer. What did you do after FTX?
I taught Algebra 2 in high school.
Did you know that Alameda was spending the money from depositors?
Not until the end.
No further questions.
No recross.